I wanted to get that same interconnectedness that fans have sort of come to expect from focus trees, but it still definitely follows more of the orthodox, here's your politics, here's your industry, here's your armed forces, etc., etc. Whereas with Bulgaria, Manuel's Bulgaria and my Turkey, we were able to go a little more experimental with how things sort of all entwine. But yeah,
you went a bit more Spain.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Living in the legacy of Drakus,
Yeah.
He left some very big shoes to fill.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another World War Wednesday. And this time I don't have a cringy intro or anything like that. It's just me and once again, Busby. And it's time for us to show off Greece. How's it going, Busby?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Bit tired. It's pretty late in Australia, but
yeah, I can understand that. But pushing it forward, joining us for these streams, it's so helpful, especially when we go through these focus trees. We usually should say now before the game is released, and especially now since I think we got this build 4 minutes ago. Hot code, things might be weird. I know one thing that is weird, and I'm not going to show you guys it. And well, never mind. Greece. How did you create them, Busby?
It's not. You're not in a great position with Greece. That's for sure.
You don't freaking say. Wow, Greece is a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, some people are going to hate me for saying this, and I personally hate the term as well. But when I was developing it, Greece, I was always kind of thinking, well, it's like it's got to be like the Dark Souls of Hearts of Iron 4 countries. Like, it's meant to be real hard. Of course, we went through a lot of balancing, so it's no longer ruthlessly impossible. But I know a lot of QA remember a time where basically Greece was stuck with like 80% consumer goods for like half the game. Yeah, so it's meant to be a pretty difficult nation. I mean, your finances are not good. Your industrial base is non-existent. Your political situation is fractious, to put it mildly. Yeah, so you're in a pretty rough position, but yeah.
It's like, is this good for Greece? No. Is anything good for Greece? No.
There is one good thing for Greece, and that would be the nice bailout from Germany that you get for your finances. You mean
this one that just increases economic law cost?
That's right. And
the market.
That's right.
At least one good thing. It only has three penalties and 2 good things.
Yeah, you know how Germans are. There's going to be some give, some take. I wouldn't make any comparisons to the 21st century with that at all.
But anyway, let's jump into the natural focus tree and we just take a quick look at it. So in the far right, industry, nothing super strange right here. It's actually one of the most cleanest research path for the 3 new nations. The armies, the navies, the air force, nothing too special right there or too weird. And we also have when I think about it, Greece is probably one most separated one where it's really clear, this is research, this is industry and stuff, and this is political. It's really a split into 3 parts, really.
Yeah, so Greece was my first focus tree, and I wanted to get that same interconnectedness that fans have sort of come to expect from focus trees, but it still definitely follows more of the orthodox, here's your politics, here's your industry, here's your armed forces, etc., etc. Whereas with Bulgaria, Manuel's Bulgaria and my Turkey, we were able to go a little more experimental with how things sort of all entwine. But yeah,
you went a bit more Spain.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Living in the legacy of Drakus,
Yeah.
He left some very big shoes to fill.
For this industry path, there's really, I guess, 2 big things to choose between. Utilize our strength or force farmers into factory. So Wampos kind of deal around this thing.
Yeah, so you can basically want to give a little bit of choice in this regard. So Greece had a very what's the word? Well, they had a lot of luxury exports, and it was most of what their economy was built on, and that was for the most part agricultural products. So you're sort of left with your 2 choices, which is either that basically you're one of the last agrarian economies in Europe. That's not a good thing, especially because World War II is looming. So you can force your country to move in a direction of industrialization, and it's not going to be perfect. But if you want to get the highest recruitable population factor, then you go that way, and you get a small boost to your factory output. But if you want to go the other way, if you want to say, hey, we have all these luxury imports and we're mostly a farmer-based economy, well, then let's just commit to that. Let's not try and play this balancing game, which is just totally screwing our country. Let's just go all in on our agricultural stuff. But obviously, Hearts 4, we abstract everything through factories, so it's not like you're going to play with 0 factories the whole game, because that would just be...
That could be fun. Ooh, why didn't you do that? That could be a really cool idea. Can you just do this? We're only releasing in
Yeah, it's just like a few weeks. Yeah, I'm sure we could fit that in, no problem. Well, you see a lot of it is based on foreign countries coming in and industrializing for you, and at the very end you end up cooperating with foreign monopolies. So it's like you don't get your economy back, you just accept the situation for what it is and try to make the best of it.
Exactly.
Okay, the Greek experience.
Yeah. Oh my god, come on. Otherwise, we have the big thing right here, and I don't know, this feels like a bit of a one more little hint to how Spain is, really. You have the king's government leads down a certain path, or you have this locked focus that is bring home exiled republicans, and to be able to do it, you're instantly gonna have to do something called place the king under house arrest. So what's going on?
Yes. So if you go to your ideas, your national spirits, you'll see that you have another little penalty with George II, leftmost spirit. Yeah. So he's as you can see, the unpopular king of the Hellenes. He's not a popular guy. He's widely seen as a kind of a foreign autocrat, and in a way, he very much was. But there was a lot of support for the monarchy as an institution, but the rest of the country believed that the monarchy should just be dealt with, just be rid of entirely.
Okay. Yeah.
So you've got this split between the Republicans, who are known as the Venizelists, who follow Eleftherios Venizelos, and then you've got the monarchists, who are a bit more split, but at the same time, they're a much more unitary body, a lot of support in the military and such. And that's your big first starting choice. Do you want to go monarchist, or do you want to go Venizelist?
We are going to go a bit more, Republican. So if you just give a quick rundown what this kingly path was all about.
Yeah, so Greece and Turkey were interesting challenges, because these were countries that tried to maintain their neutrality for as long as possible. Greece in particular was very friendly with the Axis, but historically had a lot of really strong ties with Britain and France and the Allies. So Metaxas, who is this sort of fascist-esque dictator of Greece, when you go down his path, your goal will be to maintain your neutrality for as long as you possibly can. Because if you can see down, starting from an Orthodox state, you get all these focuses that empower your Metaxism ideology. And if you get down to reviving,
you manage to get everything. It's such a nice bonus.
It is.
And as you know now, all of you, Greece really needs it.
Yeah, so you get some pretty powerful boons towards the end of the tree with Greece, but that's because you start with a lot of debilitating debuffs. So yeah, you want to build up gradually. There's an element of you're trying to basically put together everything from like a bunch of broken eggshells.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have the use the military, or you have recruit the fascists.
Well, it's interesting. The allied path is actually, the more traditional allied path is in the non-aligned path, because you have Metaxas or the absolute monarch George II, both of which who are sort of friendly with the British. So the Allies were no strangers to working with autocrats, Stalin. So, it's more you're going a more orthodox allied route, you see, and you can even get Cyprus back through an event chain, maybe, if Britain will relinquish it, or if Cyprus is independent, it'll alternatively go to them and they'll have to decide. But with Metaxas, he also had a lot of fascist elements in his regime and in his personal inclination, so you can also go down the recruit the fascist route. If you go all the way down through the Metaxas branch, you can actually keep your Metaxas spirit, your empowered one, which, even by the way, does... Yeah, it cancels. If you enter a faction before you fully empower the Metaxa spirit, it's gone. So that's what is encouraging you to keep trying to prolong your neutrality for as long as possible, so you can keep getting these buffs and buffs and buffs, and then by the end of it, you'll get the best buff, and then you can choose your side in the war, because your country will basically be ready to take a side.
It's basically great work. You managed to stay out of the war, have this massive buff, and
and go ham.
Pick your side. Otherwise, we also have a communist side, because we're not going to go communist now either. What's the communist side of Greece? It wasn't something that was really historical in any way, shape, or form, if I'm correct, which I might very much not be. Okay.
There was a post-war civil war in Greece. There was a lot of support for the communists. The communists ended up... There was this big fractious civil war between the Republicans were sort of split among the more moderate monarchists and then the more radical communists. So all these resistance groups in occupied Greece ended up going to war with each other. You're sort of bringing that forward a lot and just co-opting these communist elements way ahead of time. So that's when you depose the king and you've got this country sort of in this interim state. You can choose to go to the communists who have quite a bit of support and say, hey, we want to get rid of the monarchy, we want to avoid a civil war, help us out. But obviously, the communists, they're not really half cup, half glass full kind of people. So they're going to eventually go and depose the Venizelos and create their perfect communist utopia in Hellas. And yes, the titled Battle for the Bosphorus is in there, down at the stage and incident in the Bosphorus, where you try and reclaim the Bosphorus Straits for the Soviet Union. And it sparks off a bunch of border wars. Yeah, that's right.
I really like this picture. You see like the Soviet sickle versus the Hellenic triangle.
Yeah, the communist triangle, yeah.
I was like, it's probably a fancy word. I was like, no, it's just a triangle.
I'm sure there's probably some very fancy Greek term for it, but I'm afraid I don't know it off the top of my head.
So the path we are going today for the remaining 45 minutes, we're going to bring home some Republicans. We are going to compromise with monarchists and just continue down this path and do the Gordian Knot path to try to basically succeed the Megali idea and get some land back that we were promised from the First World War. Of course, don't worry, guys. I'm gonna hold over this so you can see the unlocked positions, revive Byzantium. We're not gonna do that path today, but don't worry, it exists there. It's for all of you guys.
I see so many people complain about the inclusion of Byzantium in the Greek work. So many people that, this is so old historical, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's so many nuances to the whole idea of Greek identity post its liberation in the 1800s, and even the idea that they're more closer to classical Greece, that was something imposed on Greece, because that was like the obsession with all the Western academics, was with classical Hellenic Greece. But Greek identity was much closer to the Eastern Roman Empire and Byzantium in general at that time. I mean, their churches, their buildings, these are all of the Byzantine Empire. These small little ruins like the Acropolis, they were not commonplace throughout the country. So there was this reckoning among Greek identity, which was, well, what are we? Are we the classical Greeks, which the Western countries want us to be, and who have supported our independence and our liberation? Or are we the Byzantine Greeks? Are we the Romans who once ruled half of the Balkans? And that is something that plays into a lot of the rework, because there were also new ideas that came out of that, which was, or are we something entirely different? Are we the third Hellenic civilization? We are not our classical Hellenic ancestors. We're not the Byzantines of old. We are a new Greek state, and that's sort of it's a fun thing. It was a fun thing to research and a fun thing to explore throughout the pack.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like, just the history that Greece have had for, just the history that Greece have had, and try to formulate it into a couple of different paths. Like, I imagine you could have done 4 more paths, and it would still have been quite different.
Oh, for sure.
So
if you want to hover over,
we arrested the king.
But he's not gone, not yet. He's been placed under arrest, but he's still around. Oh, and you can see, so that plays into the new Greek faction system. Basically, everyone's sort of now waiting. If you go to your leader, you'll see Eleftherios Venizelos has returned. He's definitely got one of the best Greek leader traits in the game. So everyone's sort of wondering, what's he going to do next? So everyone's sort of waiting with bated breath. Communists, monarchists, even the fascists to a good degree.
Yeah, and we are going to bring home the exiled Republicans.
Absolutely.
And while we do that, we are
going
to do some lovely resolute social democrat right there. You just get that 5% power gain, 5% stability, and of course 0.10 more democracy support. We're gonna make sure our democracy take over most of the other factions. We are gonna get a couple events later that's gonna be like more fascist support, more communist. So we're just gonna most of the times accept those and hope that our very early investment right here on democracy support is gonna help us for the future.
Yeah. So yes, this path with the fascists has one of the more narrative-driven paths that we've seen with a lot of the content in Bosphorus. So we can talk about that as it pops up.
Yeah, and I like that you said narrative. I say weird, but I like both of them.
Yeah,
like,
weird narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to become democracy. Well, you can become fascist if you use these two decisions. Like, really? It's like, yeah. They might start a civil war if you don't agree with them. So it's like, be careful how you play this, and hopefully you'll be fine. But yeah, for now, example, we're doing compromise with monarchies. That's gonna make our monarchies friendly. Great for us to have. If we would have done this decision to prevent them, we would lose 3% stability and war support, but they would become friendly. We'll get 15% for group population factor and 5% more stability. But since we're getting that now straight out from the focus right here, I'm probably going to wait a tiny bit until we might need to, well, either crush or befriend the communists. Most likely crush them. Crush everyone that is not our friendly, well, Republicans.
Yeah, so befriending a faction is usually objectively better because you get the recruitable population buff, but it costs a lot of political power, and it also takes a big chunk of your stability and war support, and you get a percentage of that back at the end, but you have to go for a very long period of time without any of that, and there are so many debuffs, you know, associated with having low support and low war support and low stability. And Greece, when you play, you're kind of playing on a timer, because Italy is almost invariably in every single possible game going to try and go to war with you if you're not explicitly fascist.
Exactly. So now comes the big question. Should we already start with remembering the Anatolian catastrophe, or are we going to go in right here and do some focus right here on our industry? I'm thinking utilize our strength, because I might know that we are going to go to war relatively soon, and it would be nice if we had that manpower right now. Well, now-ish. Kind of ready, and there are some pretty huge negatives right there that would just straight out remove, and that would be pretty beautiful. I don't want to lose stability.
Yeah, well, it's a big change to try and force the farmers into the factories. That path also gets rid of your debt to the IFC at a much quicker rate, but utilizing your strengths is very familiar to the Greek people, so there's a lot of benefits that come with that.
Exactly. I think I'm gonna... So, I was gonna say I'm gonna pick this one, then pick my military theorist right here, just so I get that. But I think I'm actually gonna do something slightly different. So I'm gonna save this political power, not only because I want to crush them, but for the follow-up focus right here, open foreign subsidies factories. So if we have a relationship of 80 or more with France, United Kingdom, Germany, and Soviet Union, we get one military and one civilian factory from each of those nations once we finish that focus. That's going to cost me, I don't know, 100, 150 political power to do, because I'm going to... actually, we could pick the lovely guy right here to reduce that cost.
You want the sharp-tongued lawyer. Finally, those improved relations maintain costs. Coming in handy.
Let's just play safe. We're streaming right now, and I'm going to play safe. So I'm just going to go right here now and pick Onassis, Metaxas, just to get that political power and factory output. Straight out, nice one. What?
It never went wrong. The last time Venizelos and Metaxas were in a government together, nothing went wrong, ever.
It's like historical reference. I'm like, wait, did I say something wrong? Did I say something weird?
No.
It's like, no, you don't know.
The historical, there's so many nuances to Greek interwar history. It's, as I said, fractious. very
to
entertaining.
say the least. Seems like George II is a bit more popular right now. Nice.
That's right. So Venizelos, he was definitely a Republican, but he was not a. How do I say this? He was willing to put practicality above principle. He practiced some of that precious real politic, by the likes of Otto von Bismarck.
It's
So
like I don't like it, but I will do it because it's the best thing.
precisely, and you'll see your country is called Greece. You've turned it into a constitutional monarchy. If you were to get rid of the king, you would become the Hellenic Republic, which is actually what Greece is known as today. Technically, its country's name is the Hellenic Republic. So
Really?
this time you are still technically a kingdom, but the king has been put in a position where it's like, you can keep your throne, but we're not going to have you meddling with our politics anymore. And the monarchists are basically like, okay, fair enough, I guess.
So one thing we should actually bring up is this managing the debt to the IFC decisions right there. So why would I want to do them?
Well, if you go to your spirits, you'll see that your debt to the IFC, that would be the broken piggy bank. That would be to your left, far left.
Oh, right, that piggy bank. Oh, I was like,
it's not great.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is a great.
No,
thing.
it's terrible. I mean, the icon is excellent, but
that was what I was referring to. Not if. I was like, wow, really? I think that icon is fantastic.
No, I'll say we are doing the art dev diary today. The art in Bosphorus is phenomenal. We've got so many fantastic portraits and spirit icons and focus icons. Yeah, this has been a great pack for art.
So far, we seem pretty goddamn nice right now. I don't have to worry too much about anything so far. We're gonna remember that. We're gonna go down to get this Athenian Thinker and Anatolian Refugee. So we're kind of fine right now. I'm thinking, if we don't want to trade with anyone, we could of course go down right here to get the loveliness. First one, Senate Refinery. It's decent, but extracting more resources from the soil. This is such a good focus for Greece. This is such a good focus.
Well, you start with so many of your natural resources going straight to the market without you ever getting to really get a grasp on them. So increasing your yields, it's super important. And it also brings in all those really nice trade factories as well, because you've just got these really rich lands. But it also does make you more of a target for Italy and Germany and Bulgaria. This alt history route is focused around this sort of clash between these Anatolian. When Greece lost the Turkish national campaign, where the Republic of Turkey was formed, Ataturk's Republic, they repulsed the Greeks out of Izmir, Bursa, and Edirne, and Constantinople, Istanbul, yada yada. And an agreement had to be struck because the Turkish attempts to build a Turkish nation state meant they wanted to focus all around a Turkish population. So there was an agreement struck between Greece and Turkey to exchange their populations. So many of the Greek people, millions of them in fact, living in Turkey, would be moved to Greece, and many of the Turkish population living in Greece would be moved into Turkey. But Greece was already in not a good state financially at all, and having all these millions of refugees did nothing to help the situation. So what we're seeing is these fascists mobilized by Georgios Kosmidis, who was one of those Greeks who was born in Anatolia, in Turkey, and was forced out of his home by the Turkish government, or based on this population exchange. But there's so many Greek figures, especially of this time, who have ties to that whole Turkish homeland. Like one of the big communist leaders, he was born near Erzurum, which is all the way over in the far east of Turkey, which is near Kurdistan. So and that's not just him. There's so many other Greek people who were born in Asia Minor, and then were forced back into this sort of smaller.
That's kind of
Greek
crazy.
state. Yeah.
But luckily, we're gonna spend some more power to crush them. And I only hovered it, but you probably didn't see it as quickly. But let's just say you might be gaining a tiny bit too much stability in war support right now. Someone, Busby, haven't had time to change it yet. But right now we're gonna get 20 war support and stability for it. Right now I went down and connecting our prefectures just to get some more infrastructure right there and 10 stability. Lovely to see. And we're gonna go down right now and just continue down right there. So I think we're actually gonna do birthplace of democracy, just so we modify the political stability with, well, reducing the war support penalty we have right there, and just get even more stability and more democracy support.
Yeah, so let's talk about war support with Greece. Usually this is like most of the Balkan countries have this sort of low levels of support, whereas with Greece it's a fair bit higher, and it's much easier to build it up. But when you bring in the Venizelos, people remember, oh my god, we lost so much in the last offensive Greek war. Oh, and look at that, Aristotle Onassis. That's another very wealthy and famous Greek who was born in Turkey, and he's basically come home to Hellas. But what could he be planning?
He wanted to open some refuge center, and I just shut it down. I said I was gonna accept them, but since we're already crushing the fascists, I was like, we could just shut him down.
Yeah,
we lost 2 stability, but it's fine.
You've got stability to spare. So people want to know if Metaxas will die. If your country is capitulated, yes, he will die, and you'll get the historical successor.
Let's actually first. I think I'm gonna I'm questioning if we should remove the shock plan. Sure, it forces out more resources, but we're right now not using them, so it's better that people might want to trade it with us. Too bad.
Well, when
people actually trade it, which is right now.
When you get rid of the shocked plant, that's obviously pretty bad because you lose your good consumer goods buff, but it'll also reduce your debt to the IFC because you'll basically tell every country that isn't Britain to just go F themselves. I mean, Greece tried it a lot historically. Didn't pan out so well. When you're democratic
now, and we keep just repaying the debt to the British.
Yeah, once you've paid off the British, who cares? Is there even anything in the world outside of the United Kingdom? I don't think so.
Well, what is it? We rule the waves.
That's right. Britannia rules the waves, and the waves of Greek debt.
Wow. But yeah, so far so good. Really, really stable. We crack down on those fascists instantly when they try to do anything. So we're relatively fine for now. And now we're going to restore our home, and then I think, let's see, it's... Oh god, it's actually February 1938. I was hoping we were gonna actually be further down right now, but I guess I've done a few more of these focuses than I usually do. Okay, let's time to go warlike. So this is gonna be the last non-focus we're going with. That is not gonna be focused upon the war. God, I really hate though that we haven't done anything from this entire war focus. Like, I really like just getting 10 right there, the battle plan decisions, the Hellenic army, backbone of the army, just get some more recruit population right there. It's some very nice focus right there, and like this one, just getting that bonus for our infantry is getting massive. Oh, yeah, so many good
fantastic
focuses.
Yeah, fantastic for defending your homeland, which is full of mountains, and also pretty nifty for invading Turkey. More hills in Turkey, but there's the odd mountain tile as well.
Let's take a quick look at the generals.
Oh.
There are quite a few of them, and a lot of them also have these lovely folks where there are Bentley loyalists, where there are Monarchies loyalists, and stuff like that. But for now, we're looking pretty good.
You even got your Field Marshal, old Papagos.
Yeah.
Now, historically, he was made a Field Marshal in the 40s. In game terms, I did mull over just keeping him as a general. It just didn't feel right in the game to have this guy who could really easily become a Field Marshal and just not have him as a Field Marshal. So, yes, so he does start as a Field Marshal. Historically, Field Marshal by the 40s, though.
Good. No, that's awesome that you bring it up. It's a choice for us to put him already, rather than...
That's right, it was intentional. Not an oversight, it was an intentional.
And let's see, I'm gonna take... Actually, you can be part of this. So, right now, as we're defending Greece right now, setting up some just ahead of time potential issues we might have with someone trying to invade us when we do something certain. Let's just set up something like this. Yes, I don't mean anything with it, it's just something I do.
Oh, you see Aristotle Onassis? He was a hidden minister who's just been made available now. He's the gifted shipping magnate. He's next to...
There. He completely, like, I was staring at, like, I can't see him. God damn it. Yeah, quite a nice one right there.
Yeah, he's
producing
pretty
both
great.
communist and fascist board. It's, I think, the only advisor in the entire game that does both.
Yeah, he's a very nifty fellow. Very famous in the Cold War too. Ended up marrying one of the Kennedys,
Oh,
Jackie
really?
Kennedy. I think he married JFK's wife when she was a widow, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big thing.
he was a huge celebrity at the time and incredibly wealthy too. So you can employ him as a young man into your cabinet.
And we're instantly going to go down to the Gordian Knot right there. The Gordian Knot is part of Alexander the Great legend. It has come to meaning the seeming impossible task of through the bold stroke. Yeah, so all nations that approved will declare war against Turkey. Well, not Italy if they were invited, which they were not even, so I think we're fine.
Yes, screw you, Italy. Let's hope that Ataturk is not still... He might be alive. Let's hope he's not. If he is...
He's still
alive. He's dead. Whoo, he's dead! Thank God. I mean, well, you know, if he's alive, Turkey can get him as a field marshal, which would not be good for us.
Please show us horror and fear. Oh, yeah, we can show horror fear. It's basically Greece declares war on Turkey. Alone.
And yeah, so, and then events will fire. The EEE will either take over or start a civil war. When the civil war fires, you get an option to side with the EEE again, just in case you change your mind. I'm just gonna say, if you do that, you know, there might be some surprises. Let's say this. What's a Byzantine Empire without an emperor? There I see challenges in the chat saying you cannot beat Turkey. So I trust you to prove them wrong. To absolutely just storm over the...
Well, storm up. We're not gonna do that. Turkey has called Romania. Oh, right, of course, because Romania
pesky Balkan
independence right there. Good. Come on, UK. I really do need you as well. Come on. Wait.
Ooh.
If we do it this way.
No!
Cowards! Bastards! So this is the random part of this play session where it can go, well, either way really, and it's really, really bad that the UK didn't actually join us for this. But
okay.
Also,
France has a land border, so...
Yeah, but the problem is, if the UK would have joined us, we could have been invited to the Allies. When they're not joining us, well, it's harder.
Might make it into the Allies. Yeah. Oh, well, France is in the Allies, so...
No, I didn't see that actually happening. Okay, we're probably fine then.
We might be alright. We might be okay.
But we're gonna have to stand here and defend for quite a while unless we do first extensive conscription. Oh right. Oh, shit, I didn't say enough nuclear power. That's bad.
You're nearly there anyway.
But yeah, let's accept the non-aggression pact and everything with the French. Could we just ask to join? Nope. Of course not. Yet. Bastard. Let's see, we're also gonna send up our entire air force right now. Well, entire air force of like a couple of fighters and stuff. But yeah, just over Greece, just try to defend that. So Turkey's probably gonna try to do some lovely naval invasions right there. Yeah, I knew it. So wow. Right there, and we'll go in to take that port.
I think your Hellenic Navy should be in a pretty good position to take on the Turkish one.
That one. Shit, really? They trolling me? I always assign one guy on each of these, but this I'm like, I'm gonna risk it. I want more troops on the front line, just in case France or UK wouldn't join in. And of course they... Damn, trolling me right there. Yes, now... God damn it, I don't... The French did join us, so it should be fine. Let's do some convoy raiding.
Ooh, got caught. Come on,
and there we go. Finally, the French coming right there, and the French are getting wow, well done, France. Well, quickly done. But we can also see right here they have loosened their front line right here, so we're gonna do a force attack right there and see what happens. Hopefully, we can break through right there, and they have left this one open right now, so we're gonna definitely mark right there and push out there if we can. Split up right there. Very good. Very nice, very nice. That's how we do it.
Turkish tanks.
Oh god, that's a lot of troops from the French right there joining up. So I'm gonna take all of these troops right now. I'm gonna take all of those troops. Come on, I don't care that it's low supply. You're supposed to go in right here and follow my orders. These guys in the north, you're now also gonna attack very aggressively. Try to push through right there. Lovely to see. And now the Navy should hopefully be fine as well. Cool. Now we're going to go back right here and do, well, export more luxury goods to get that extra power I'm definitely going to need. It's only 35 days, so that's lovely. Sure, we're going to have to sacrifice going up to free trade right now, but the bonuses we're going to get from going there, I think, is going to be worth it. So, we really cut them off.
Oh, you already did. Whoa.
So good. And then we're going to march over right here, straight into Istanbul.
How humiliating for the Milisef, the national chief, isn't it, in Onu?
3 divisions, send right there. These 3 divisions going to mark right there and just help secure this up and make sure they can't escape that. Lovely. Very, very nice.
Yeah, that music sting is perfect. Yeah, it just played like this super Turkish track as soon as you started invading Anatolia. Perfect.
So here is kind of interesting thing. We can increase our mining operation, or we can expand our tobacco industry, improve relationship with many different nations, and gaining us 4 civilian factories. Right now we're at war. I want more stuff to help us with this war, so let's just go increase mining operations. And with their export power right now, total mobilization time, and women in workforce to counteract that negative. So we're down at 50 power again. So we might need to trade a tiny bit right now. Actually, we're fine right now. We're still fine. We're still fine. Nice. All right, we did remove the shack plan. Right. That's actually gonna save us a bit. And we have upgraded, the 2 excavation right now. So we're actually fine right now. Just barely, but yeah, we're fine.
That Greek army holding strong.
There we go. Finally, we broke that. And now we're gonna be able to expand upon from here. There we go. Very good. That works. And these guys, just stay there for a while longer before I sign you on the front line. Come on, all of you guys. Actually, let's do like this. Aggressive, and you already told me aggressive. Nice. And there we go. Free that
front line linked up.
Make one proper area with everyone, and all of you guys are going to be very aggressive. You're going to use force attack, and these guys are also going to use force attack. Very good.
The French doing their part in the south as well.
Barely, but yeah. There we go. Getting that extra factories. Very, very nice. Boosting up that Howdah in the air, and we still have 2 more factories to assign. So I think I'm gonna add them right there and right there eventually once we grab a few more.
Zog submits to Italy. We've got Italy right on our land border.
Yeah, so we have to finish off this really quickly if we can. We still have to... This is kind of random. This is really random. It's one of the most random parts. If France managed to do a proper invasion of Romania while we invade here, because why do one war at the same time? They just want to do both parts at the same time. So if they manage to do a proper invasion right there, then you might be able to bring down Romania really, really quickly before any Axis involvement. If you're doing it as late as I am doing it right now. You might, of course, be able to do it much, much faster than me. But, then you're going to have not as of a solid industry going on. And now when the French are defending us, I'm going to do that. Just take all my divisions and assign to the front line. Push down as quickly as we can, and of course we need to also transfer our air force to, the Asia Minor zone. And the French are now also counterattacking right there. Lovely to see. Lovely to see.
It's the end of Turkey as we know it.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
We've done some
right there.
We've done some collaborations with Sabaton. When are we going to get an REM Hearts of Iron 4 music back? Blast REM throughout the game.
Custom songs, that would be something. And there we go. By Turkey, the first war we actually managed to finish within these couple of streams.
Look at that beautiful Kurdish mandate.
Right. They get so much territory right there, and they actually did more than us for this war, so they can probably grab much more territory than us. Let's see. I really do want their capital because, good areas for me to grab. Oh wow, they are just refusing to grab anything right now. Okay, let's grab some.
Yeah, Trabzon's great.
Let's see. Can we grab it now? No. God damn it, France! What the hell are you waiting for?
They're gonna make a Turkish supervised state.
There we go. They took it right now. Since we occupied it, it was very, very expensive for them to actually grab it.
I can't believe it. I've never seen this happen. The French made an Armenian puppet in Trabzon. Holy moly. I didn't even know they could do that. That's amazing.
And that's just a slight little bug we know about. Shh. Nobody saw anything.
No, bug. I mean, I'm happy for it. If that's in, that's in. I mean, but I've got a thing so that all the cities, or sorry, all the victory points and the state names will change to their Armenian names. So if I'm gonna make it dynamic, maybe I should open that up beyond just the British.
Republic of Armenia, the French Mandate, and we also have a Republic of Turkey.
We just showed off.
We said all of this land is ours.
If you right-click on Kurdistan again, we can actually show off. This is for the first time the Kurdish leader portrait. That is Said Reza, and look at that. He's even got his own trait.
Wow.
And look at that. It's
Quite
even
good.
a unique, custom-made French Kurdish mandate flag as well. Yeah.
Wow. That's really nice, actually. Now you decide to join the war.
Classic Britain. Late to the party as ever.
So we only have 3 more minutes. I really want to show off one more thing.
Oh,
and
you
now,
might be
oh, you want to invite me to the allies now? Oh, how generous you are, you bastard.
truly our most glorious moment.
Yeah.
Right.
And there we go.
So much-
Everything was honored very nicely.
If we had prestige in Hearts of Iron 4, you'd be getting prestige. You should be able to form Greater Greece now as well, I think.
If I do
I'm
the
not
next focus, and that's the one thing I wanted
Oh,
to show that you just straight out revealed to everyone. So never mind, guys. Never mind. Let's just
Sorry.
not show it.
I'm sorry. I made the trade
There.
and I totally forgot.
Never
there you
keep
go.
coming.
Megali idea triumphant.
So yeah, we're not gonna try to naval invade right here. We're just gonna return. Oh, actually, we're gonna do like this. It's one like in between right here. We can do like this. So let's only place our troops on the port. So if they succeed with naval invasion, we just right-click on that port to move over our troops. Otherwise, we're gonna stay here and just defend our ports right now from any potential Romanian invasion. I've actually seen them once naval invade right here, but no more than that. I've seen it once through all my tries. I guess
That
Romania
famous-
thought that was really, really weak.
Famous Romanian navy. Well, because you control the Bosphorus Straits, they can't actually invade Greece proper. They can only
Yeah.
invade along Turkey. You got the
Let's see.
Dardanelles,
Let's just
come
very
on.
quickly push forward right there. Come on. We don't have very much time. Let's see. Small repayment to the British again. Let's try to fix it. We even almost repaid their debt to them. And they're like, let's ignore the war anyway.
You missed out on the French though, because you buddied up with them pretty hard. So
Yeah.
French debt remains. But let's be real, with the French contributions, they deserve their debt to be paid off.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually, with time.
With time. Come on. Let me just finish this one off.
Oh yeah, we gotta at least get we gotta get Greater Greece up. That'd be
And it seems
good
like
to-
we have a naval invasion attempt right here going on.
Oh, here they come.
Oh, they naval invade right there. We're gonna right click there with all our troops. As soon as this happens, oh god,
Smash.
we might actually. God, it really depends on Romania right now. I doubt we're actually gonna succeed with this, but come on, there we go.
Gotta give it an effort.
A for effort. Let's see. So get this up and rolling. Let's do this. Let's do a very aggressive push right here and use force attack for both of these guys. But I guess this is not going to happen really well right now. Now they want us to join right now, but since we removed all our troops from mainland Anatolia, let's kind of not. For now, we are going to finish that focus. We're going to scroll down and we're going to form it and Hellas.
Yay! Hellas. Excellent.
Beautiful. I really like this color. I really do like this color. Except I'm thinking Finland for the flag, but maybe that's just me.
It's a historical flag. I think you should have more decisions now in your Greater Greece as well, since you've yeah, there you go. So you can rename the Albanian state should you collect it. You can choose where you want your capital to be. Shall it be in Thessaloniki or shall it be in Constantinople? So you don't have to stay just in Athens. And if you click appoint Aristotle Onassis, you'll get a new country leader.
But we're not going to hold over any of them. We're not going to show any one of those decisions. We're going to press escape right here. We are going to say thank you guys for joining us for our gameplay session of Greece. Thank you, Bosby, for joining us both now and when we played as Turkey.
No, thank you for
I hope
having
you
me.
guys enjoyed